A summary judgment has been awarded in favor of the regulatory agency by Judge Jed Rakoff, who is supervising the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's action against Terraform Labs and former CEO Do Kwon. According to the ruling, Kwon and Terraform were both involved in the sale of unregistered securities. The Luna and MIR tokens are the main targets of the claim. According to Rakoff's statement, the Securities and Exchange Commission asserted that count 4 of the amended complaint was comprised of the defendant's unregistered offers in sales of Luna and MIR in violation of Sections 5A and 5C of the Securities Act. The SEC also asserted that Kwon and Terraform offered and effected transactions in unregistered security-based swaps and that the defendants engaged in fraudulent schemes to mislead investors. Within the context of this issue, Rakoff granted summary judgment to the SEC. Investment contracts like Luna, WW Luna, and MIR are inherently securities, as Rakoff phrased it in his letter. In addition, he determined that the investment contract definition offered by Howey was a binding statement of the law. Using the Howey test, Rakoff determined that UST, W Luna, and MIR are investment contracts. Now that the trial has begun, the SEC's allegations of fraud against Terraform and Kwon will take center stage. Charges were filed by the SEC in February. Defendants take full advantage of the fact, which the SEC has acknowledged, that UST was not a security in and of itself because buyers knew it wouldn't make a profit, but would instead stay at $1, Rakoff stated. The anchor protocol created by the defendants and publicly publicized by Kwon would produce by far the greatest stablecoin yield in the market with goals of 20 fixed APR, and UST holders would be able to deposit their tokens in it starting in March 2021. The repeated statements made by Kwon, according to Rakoff, misled investors into thinking they could profit from Terraform's blockchain development activities. Before the lawsuit even reaches trial, the SEC requested that the judge issue a judgment dismissing the securities allegations so that a jury could not resolve them. The USDT stablecoin and the other tokens in question are not securities, and we vehemently disagree with the decision. In addition, Terraform Labs will continue to forcefully defend itself at trial against the unfounded accusations made by the SEC, according to an email sent to Blockworks by a representative of the company. Jurors will be chosen on January 24th, and the trial itself will start on January 29th, according to the document. Since the court has already decided on the claims regarding unregistered securities or security-based swaps, there are still real disagreements about important facts that prevent any side from getting a summary judgment on the fraud claims, Rakoff stated. The court also rejected the defendants and the SEC's request to exclude 2 and 1 expert witness respectively from the case. On the other hand, Judge Rakoff agreed with the SEC that 2 additional defense experts could not be used. The chief legal officer of Ripple weighs in on the Terra ruling. He said no threat to XRP. Judge Jed Rakoff of the Southern District of New York sided with the SEC on Tuesday, allowing the SEC's lawsuit against Terraform Labs and its developer, Do Kwon, to move forward. In the case of SEC versus Ripple, Judge Rakoff also disagreed with Judge Torres's categorization of sales to institutions as separate from sales to the general public. The SEC had requested that Judge Rakoff disagree with Judge Torres's ruling in the Ripple case in anticipation of an appeal. Judge Rakoff denied Terraform Labs' motion to dismiss the SEC action, reasoning that the agency had shown sufficient evidence of jurisdiction and presented a strong case that Luna, Terra USD, and the Anchor protocol might have violated securities laws. Although he first declined to comment, Stuart Alderete, the chief legal officer of Ripple, quickly stepped in to clarify the company's position. According to Alderete, it is necessary for there to be an agreement between the parties to the contract in order for there to be an investment contract. This means that orange groves alone are not securities without agreements to cultivate them and share the benefits. He elaborated by saying the judge's ruling that tokens are not securities apart from other rights and obligations. The statement regarding the Ripple decision is superfluous, perplexing, and not legally binding, says Alderete. James Murphy, also known as Metalwoman, was also prepared to offer his thoughts on Judge Rakoff's ruling. Recalling a video from 7 months ago, he had referred to Rakoff as a renegade judge. He brought it up again. Rakoff is known to passionately disagree with other judges, says Metal Man. James Murphy appears to have discovered the reasoning for Judge Rakoff's decision, even though many have argued against it, is a chart formation indicating a huge event on December 31. The internal transfer of 70 million XRP from Ripple Labs' American blockchain payments has been accomplished, marking a dominant trend. It falls short of ambitious goals, including a $10,000 price target, which raises a lot of question of whether XRP is a fraud. The network is currently experiencing difficulties at 50 TPS due to the sudden appearance of XRPL inscriptions on the XRP ledger, which has caused debate, doubts about scalability, and other issues. In a purely technical sense, December 31st is a pivotal date for XRP, a possible impending breakout from a descending triangle formation according to the technical analysis of the XRP and USDT price chart might signal a major rise in volatility and a change in the asset's direction. The daily chart for XRP shows a descending triangle with a flat lower boundary and an upward sloping upper boundary descending resistance. The price tends to compress toward the apex of the triangle, which is a common indicator of accumulation during times of uncertainty. There will likely be a decisive shift as XRP gets closer to this convergence point. Around 55 cents is an important support level to keep an eye on for XRP as it has regularly withstood negative pressure. The argument for an upward breakout will be strengthened if XRP remains above this level. This is also price drops below this critical level, it might head lower, testing support somewhere around the 50 cents area where purchasing activity from earlier in the day could provide some support. Levels of resistance are equally important in this case. Near the top of the triangle at about 63 cents is where you'll find the most immediate resistance. An acceleration of the advance toward the 65 cents level where a congestion zone has been created by prior price moves could be set off by a compelling push above this barrier. If this level of resistance is penetrated, it might lead to a test of higher levels, maybe around the 70 cent mark. The tension is rising, and with it, instability as December 31st draws near. Breakouts from these patterns can cause large and sudden price changes, so investors should be ready for a flurry of activity once the holidays are over. Both possibilities must be considered. A reevaluation of the medium-term sentiment may be necessary in the event of a negative break, but a bullish thrust might confirm the positive view for XRP. Data insights from Whale Alert indicate that an address managed by Ripple was the source of 70 million XRP. Each XRP currency was worth 61 cents when Ripple started the transaction, which was valued at $43 million. As of this writing, the price of XRP has surged to 62 cents, an increase of 0.83 over the previous day. In stark contrast to the bearish trend established by the 13.85 drop in trading volume, the coin's market value has surged to $33 billion, growing at a rate of its own. There was no need to worry about a sell-off because the assets were transferred to a new wallet that the corporation opened on October 2nd, even though it was clear that the monies came from a Ripple account. This month's 5 transactions included a credit of 200 million XRP on December 1st, and the wallet from which the cash originated has been active since August 11, 2015. Outflows totaling 60 million XRP1, involving 120 million XRP and the most current 172 million XRP constituted the remaining transactions, all of which were debit. With the most recent transfer, the Ripple-owned wallet now has 26.3 million XRP in it. That's all for now.